Need some coins or MT for that God Squad you've always wanted? For fast and cheap currency, make sure to check out MMOEXP.com and use code ZERK for 5% off your order.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee Match today with another Madden Ultimate Team video, and today we have Madden 23 gameplay info. Now, I did already make a video this morning going over the gameplay trailer and also going over the pre-order details, so if you guys missed that video, go ahead and check it out. But there was a lot of gameplay info to talk about, so I kind of wanted to make it its own separate video. I do want to give a shout out to Mark Magic for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to shout it out in the next video, drop a like in the vid, make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and comment down below Noti Gang. And also, guys, today we do have the NBA Finals, so if you guys want to check out Underdog Fantasy, you can use code ZERK to match first deposit up to $100, and follow me over on Twitter later today for my picks. I'm sure there will be a new special coming up sometime soon. So let's get into the Madden 23 gameplay. There is a lot to talk about, a lot that is changing from Madden 23, and a lot of good stuff, to be honest. And as you guys can see, it does mention right here about the new Field Sense gameplay system, which I did talk about as well in this morning's video. It is going to change a little bit with precision passing, all that, but I believe that will be covered in this article. As you guys can see, our foundational football gridiron notes starts with the areas of gameplays that our players have told us matter most: pass coverage, pass rush, and QB contained to deliver a more balanced gameplay experience. So you guys can see right here, pass coverage. So it looks like there is a lot to do with pass coverage. So we have spot drop zones. We will be featuring spot drop zones as our core zone coverage concept within our defensive playbooks and AI. This means that by default, all the zone coverages in our playbooks will be strictly using spot drop zone logic and covering a specific area of the field instead of a mixture of both spot drops and match coverages like we had last year. The main purpose of this change was to make the play art and the play calling screen the central source of truth for players so they can better predict how their zones react during the play. Match zone coverage concept is still accessible through our coach adjustments menu during your play selection. Simply flipping the zone coverage coach adjustment to match will bring back our in-depth rule set for match coverages, those that convert from zone to man during the play when specifically calling the match coverage play types. They also added in drift logic for deep zone defenders. It is an all-new coverage behavior for deep zones. This logic prevents deep zone defenders from drifting too far up the field without having a vertical threat in their area. This will prevent those third window throws on deep crossing routes. We'll see about that. Drift logic allows the defender to recognize a receiver approaching his zone sooner, plaster him in coverage as soon as he crosses his face, and not get beat underneath. Players told us those third window crossers were completed too consistently, and this new drift logic aims to address that feedback. Absolutely it was. Deep crossers, one play TDs, all of that, obviously so, were a big issue for the past couple of years now, and we'll see if that actually works. Zone defender locomotion, we've captured a whole new set of defensive back specific movement animations, and along with AI support, the defenders in Madden 23 will backpedal, flip their hips, strafe, and look back at the ball more smoothly, more athletically, and more realistically. Not only will defensive backs look the part, but these new movement animations also get them to where they want to go with more efficiency, which will make pass windows against zone coverage much tighter. Route-specific break-on-throw logic. We've also added dynamic break times for each type of zone defender when facing specific routes. Zones that are supposed to take away specific routes or areas of the field will now break on the throw faster versus those routes than they will against routes their zones are not designed to take away. One example of this is a hard flat route aggressively breaking on a route to the flat instead of leveraging deeper routes first. Another is deep out third defenders and cover 3 breaking faster when a corner route enters their zone. We also have new end zone coverage logic. So previously our deep zone defenders made little logic adjustments and they were covering in the end zone. This resulted in defenders squeezing down on routes, breaking to the inside while disregarding the underneath zone defenders, resulting in the sidelines and the corners of the end zone being left wide open. This year those outside deep zone defenders stay outside and sit on those outbreaking or third window crossing routes. They let the route come to them and then they aggressively break on the throw. We also have DB catch versus SWAT with our zone coverage defenders playing stronger fundamental football. We have tuned the balance between play ball, play receiver and swats that you'll see defenders using a wider variety of behaviors when the ball is in the air rather than always attempting the interception. This coincides with tuning on how far defenders are allowed to see the ball when not facing it and promotes more organic mid-air interactions at the catch point via our field sense hit everything branching technology and mechanics. Now we get into the pass rush. So hopefully this did get tuned up quite a bit, which I believe that it did. What we have truly created this year is a larger pass defense initiative for Madden 23 by fine-tuning our pass rush to increase pressure and refining disengaging efforts from defenders to deal with mobile quarterbacks. Quicker get-offs from all pass rushers. Pass rushers are now going to get off the ball much quicker in Madden 23. Any blitzing player will have much shorter delay times in reacting to the snap. That opens up more QB pressure than calling stock blitz plays. In addition, new animations for both blockers and pass rushers during their battles result in the pocket forming more naturally while also collapsing faster. QBs have to step up in the pocket and / or use checkdowns more often to consistently get the ball out before the pass rush gets home. So that's actually really good. It really sounds like pass rush is going to be good. Pass rush lane integrity. Pass rushers got new logic and playbook assignments that will improve the integrity of the rush lanes and rushing the passer. This means that each lane will be filled by a rusher while avoiding having multiple rushers in a single gap, which would essentially allow those players to block themselves, taking them out of the play. Disengage improvements. Okay, we'll see about this one. Stopping mobile QB has always been a difficult task for defense, both in the NFL and in Madden. For Madden 23, we added new AI and tuned some of the defensive behaviors to give the defense more balancing tools to deal with mobile QBs. We've improved disengage animation for passers to get away from the blockers faster for both one-on-one blocks and double teams to pursue the QB when they roll out. We've also improved the prediction AI for contained players to be more responsive, anticipating when the QB is going to take off so they can react quicker and get themselves in proper positions to make plays. So it does look like, at least it sounds like it, contains work. We also added a new pass block animation. Some of the new animations you'll notice are engagements. They get more depth in and around the pocket, so it will collapse without always having to have a defender shed a block. This includes edge animations that both bring pressure as well as set the edge of the pocket. And lastly, add-on blocks, which was discussed in the field sense notes, but we wanted to call them out again because the ability for route runners and open field blockers seamlessly enter and exit ongoing blocks is something players have been wanting to see. Now this part right here, guys, this may be the biggest thing in this entire article. Also, if you decided to just control an F for Escape Artist, we got you. Escape Artist has been pulled from the passive superstar ability pool and is now an X Factor. Once you've met the in-game X Factor conditions, the boost granted with Escape Artist when activated will be reduced compared to previous years. We still want to offer the explosive playmaking ability for mobile quarterbacks, but feel this is a better balanced approach. Absolutely. We'll have more details on Superstar X Factor abilities in a future Gridiron Notes for Madden 23, but we know this one was important for our most dedicated players. Absolutely love this. Escape Artist honestly ruined Madden 22. It really did. I mean, it's just so overpowered, and I wish, to be honest, they would have just taken it out of the game. I really do. Because Madden 22, gameplay-wise, I feel like you take out Escape Artist, and the game would have been a top Madden in recent years. Now, getting into the last part here, you guys can see we have a couple things to talk about. So, catching. New context-sensitive catching animations have been added so that no matter where you place the ball with the new field sense skill-based passing mechanic, the appropriate catch will follow. Throwing to the farther lead receiver on a streak route with skill-based passing will allow your receiver to catch it while reaching out over his shoulders. If you throw to receiver's back shoulder on a streak, you'll see new back shoulder catch animations. We've also included new fade catch animations when throwing corner and fade routes towards the sidelines or corner of the end zone. I actually really like that because personally I like throwing fade routes, and that's something I'm really interested in doing with the new skill-based mechanic. I want to see how it works with fades. I want to see if you can really get that to be a little bit glitchy. Some playbook stuff, defense to better tie in with our pass coverage and defensive alignment improvements. We refined the plays available in our defensive sets to help ensure they're able to function properly when matched against common offensive looks. And the NFL defensive coordinators tried to marry the coverage shell and the alignment of the front together so that structurally they can function without the need for too many special adjustments. What this means for Madden 23 is lower play counts in each defensive set compared to previous years. But I believe players will appreciate that the plays available in each set were better hold up from an alignment, pass coverage, and run defense perspective. An example of this in our 3-4 and 4-3 under set players will notice most of the plays available show a single high safety middle of the field close look. we added new plays such as cover 2 invert and trap blitzes that will look like cover 1 or cover 3 to the offense. These new plays will complement the improvements to our deep zone pass coverage. Offensively, our goal is focus on what teams actually do as it relates to their real-life counterparts. In the past, we've seen teams use a formation on a consistent basis, but only ran a handful of plays, and thus that formation will be filled out with common plays shared across multiple playbooks. For Madden 23, focus on adding the core plays and concepts each NFL team used the most, which resulted in more concise and slightly smaller playbooks that are more team specific. AI quarterbacks have been tuned to give better differentiation in how well they'll see the field under pressure depending on their ratings. Quarterbacks with lower awareness rating will struggle to find open receivers and have a higher chance of throwing to a partially covered target, allowing your defense to make a big play. New injury animations have been added to players while standing and running. We've also added new injury animations when battling in the trenches, primarily so that when injuries happen, the immersion isn't broken by seeing an injured player instantly running back to the huddle. When a player gets injured during the play, you'll see the appropriate behavior as he goes to the ground, and he'll stay on the ground until he's assisted off the field by the training staff. And finally, guys, we have the signature content. So we've captured new signature animations for a selection of the top players in the league to add some of the latest and best big play and TD celebrations seen on game day. In addition to this, we've added more signature animations to celebration locomotions of players who run into the end zone more like their real life counterparts. So I believe, guys, that is it for the gameplay stuff. A lot here, and honestly, I like it. I really like this, of course, with Escape Artist being an X factor. A pass rush seems better. Contain seemed to work. Again, we have to get our hands in the game and kind of test things out on that one. And then also, I am really excited to see this one right here. I want to see if this actually helps versus crossing routes, and we'll see about that. So with that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure you guys drop a like in the video, and of course, hit that sub button down below. I'll see you guys next time.